Hello Stellar Souls, welcome back to the channel. It's Sam with another pick a card reading here for you today. I'm still recovering, so I'm sorry about my voice, but it's a change. Let's just go with it. So the topic today is this message was meant to find you. If you see this, if you're scrolling and you were stopped for some reason, then Spirit, the universe, has a message here for you today. So it's a bit of a mystery message. I've already chosen some main theme kind of cards here. This is pile number 1, and you've got the orange carnelian here, which is for really fertility, and I mean all of these are for confidence and drive. This one is for energy when it comes to physical exercise as well. So a bit of a femme, intimate energy kind of coming from this one. But that's pile number 1. You could be drawn to the cards. You could be drawn to the stone. This is pile number 2, and this is yellow calcite. Okay, so this is again confidence, drive, but it's also got this clearing, clean slate kind of energy to it. So maybe again drawn to the cards or the crystal. This is gold stone. Look at the beautiful little flecks in that one. Obviously anything to do with gold is goal oriented and ambition and drive, positive attitude as well, gaining your goals, getting your goals. So whichever you are drawn to, make sure you take a deep breath. Use your intuition in choosing, and remember this is still a collective reading today. We do only have 3 piles, so please only take what resonates. Use your discretion, your discernment, your gut instinct. Treat it like personal development, and that way you're taking responsibility for your own life, your own actions, and everyone else does have free will, so we can't control others, and time is fluid. With all of that being said, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for the support, especially on can I say TikTok on this? Yeah, on TikTok. It's growing really well over there. So if you like my channel, if you like my shorts, you can find those here on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram. But the longer form videos you can only find here on YouTube. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, no matter what channel you find me on, you can always find the link to the description either in the comments of one of my videos pinned or in the description box of this particular video. So I love you guys. Thank you for the energy exchange. Let's get into your reading. Pile number 1, you were drawn to the orange carnelian, okay? All the stones that I've chosen today have a very confident boosting qualities to them, benefits to them, and this one particularly is about fertility, very feminine energy though, specifically, and good for physical exercise and moving the body and feeling stronger in the body as well. Your main theme cards, you've got Virgo and the Alchemist, and opposition and balance. So straight away I feel like this might have to do with alchemizing pain so that you can find a new level of balance in your life. This whole reading today is about this message was meant to find you for some reason. So there's a message in here from Spirit that Spirit has been trying to possibly get your attention about. Hey, I want you to pay attention to this pile number 1. Something needs some methodical attention, needs to be it feels like it needs to be perfected, like a formula needs to be perfected again, and feeling like daily method of operation. It's something a little bit witchy, to be completely honest. And with Virgo, it feels like if I tick this and this and this off my list, then I can move into a direction where I feel more whole, more aligned, more who I'm meant to be and on the path I'm meant to be on. With opposition, you can find a little bit of conflict. So it could be a push-pull kind of situation until you get into this ritual, until you get into this alignment, until you discern what is like the subtle differences between, okay, that's taking it too far and that's making it like completely like on the line. If you think of like a spirit level when you're trying to hang something, and if you look at it from below or above, you're not getting the right reading. You need to look at it directly, like at eye level. So it really confronts what you're looking at. It calls into question what you're looking at. And that's good because it helps you to dive into the shadow aspects of what may not be working in your life so that you can create more habits that support what you do want to work and where you do want to go. Again, big confidence boosting energy from all the crystals today. So I feel like that's specific. The collective needs to know this right now, and especially for you guys, there's just something that feels very accurate. Well, it requires accuracy. I'm also getting the sense where it's like making healthy choices and curating your life. And if you do follow me anywhere else, you'll understand that I often talk about alchemizing your life to get the most out of life and to create and to co-create with life, to live a good story, and that your life is your art. You know, it's a work in progress, and this masterpiece does take time. But I do feel like there's something you're overcoming as you do this. With the Page of Wands, it does feel like setting out on a new adventure. It's like, oh, I'm a little bit nervous about this, but I'm ready to go. A lot of confidence boosting. This also, when I was talking about fertility, this is also obviously about intimacy specifically. So that is recognizing that perhaps you're diving into your 12th house shadow self and looking at what your dreams and desires and perhaps some things that are taboo, hidden fantasies kind of coming up, and you're like, oh, how do I tap into these and how do I utilize these? Very like Black Moon Lilith kind of energy coming through. With the Nine of Swords, it could be something that's keeping you up at night, either because it's something that's exciting, which I'm strongly drawn to the yellow on the bedspread of this Nine of Swords. So I feel like it's an exciting thing. Let's just carry on for a sec, because I don't want to say that you're anxious. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles. It feels like it's something that is exciting and that you know is going to lead to a lot of like fruit. It's going to bear fruit, help you bear fruit in your life. And so you've got a lot of ideas bubbling up, and you're just questioning those ideas, because the Page is like a youthful kind of teenage energy. Seven of Pentacles in reverse there. Death energy and Seven of Wands. There's something that's happening here quickly with that Seven of Pentacles. Let me just clarify that. Look at all the sevens. Seven of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. I'm getting very hot. So yeah, there's some heat to this idea. I'm feeling like this is something you've already worked on. An interesting side note, if you are a Virgo and you're watching this at the time that I am recording it, Virgos have been getting a lot of shorts readings lately. You'll see I do the 12 signs in the zodiac shorts, and Virgo has been getting a lot of all the work that you've put in so far is about to pay off, and that's kind of what I'm getting here. If you are a Virgo or you have strong Virgo in your chart, I feel like that's like clarifying that. And just to clarify that Seven of Pentacles in reverse even further, you've got the Hierophant in reverse, the Magician, and the Devil in reverse. So yes, exactly what I was saying. It's like the magic is starting to happen for something you've already learnt, because the Hierophant is higher level learning. It is making a commitment to something, and it feels like something you've had a commitment to for a long time, or it feels like this is going to come through very easily, because it could even be something that you've had on the back burner for a very long time, and so you've done a lot of thinking about it, but it actually requires little effort now because of something that you've done in the past. There's just strong like past energy to this, and it's almost like you had to untie or untangle from something specifically. I had to untie or untangle from something in order to get to this place where you feel very magic and where it almost happens overnight. I do feel like this is something that makes you either a lot of money, or it makes you kind of like up level quite quickly. And that's why this Nine of Swords actually feels quite positive, even though you're not getting much sleep. When it's next to the Nine of Pentacles and the Page of Wands, it does feel like something that is like a higher level problem. Like, gosh, I'm so lucky that I am crashing into bed exhausted because I'm working on this thing that feels so good, that came out of nowhere. But actually that 12th house energy I was picking up on of hidden dreams and unconsciousness, and it's like something you've been dreaming up even in like co-collaborating with the universe in the 5D, and you've been having like secret chats, and now things are balancing out in your life, and you're becoming the alchemist even more every single day to be able to turn this into, if there was an alchemist card, it would be that, right? The Magician, limitless potential. And look at how this Magician is like swirling things around into an 8, and we've just had the 8-8 portal in August at the time that I'm recording this, but this is timeless. But it's just reminding you to use that limitless potential that you do have within you. And if you're watching this after the 8-8 portal, It does kind of stay open for 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after, but then like is pivotal on the 8th of August. There is this feeling where the carry-on effect from something that might have happened around that time, if you are watching it later, is really, it's come into balance now. Like, it's the perfect time for you to be watching this. It's the perfect time for this opportunity to be seized. And I do feel like it means that you've had to walk away from something, detach from something else, so that you can have a rebirth. If you look closely, this white horse is going to head towards the gate of opportunity, walk through to the sunlight. So rebirth, it requires something has already passed, something has already blackened is kind of the energy that I'm getting. I'm seeing soot. And that's a strong image that I get from this particular deck in the death energy, where it's like a bushfire specifically. And that can be quite triggering, I know, because here in Australia it's a big problem, and at the moment Hawaii, sending so much love to you guys, is really suffering from that. California, everywhere, right? There's been some really intense things, but there's a fiery energy, but it's almost like nature has had to take the dead wood out. Okay, take this how you will. It's a rough metaphor, but it's like the dead wood had to go so that more could grow. And it may have required you to block a person, place, or thing out of your mind, or out of like your socials or something like that. That's a blockage energy. You also may have been resisting this rebirth for a long time, and that's why you had to be in a position. It's like really divine timing is at play here, especially if this has got to do with fertility. I'd be surprised if the Empress card didn't come up, if this was specific for you. Anyone who's trying to like birth something into life, because that rebirth energy is the energy of that again. For whatever reason, why was the 7 of Wands? Why was the blockage here? Why the blockage? Because there was too many options. I just heard too many cooks in the kitchen. Too many opinions. What is this in regards to? What is this in regards to? Wow, I was thinking love for a minute there. Yeah, too many options when it came to love and passion, and even if it's not love specifically, it's passionate pursuits, or that you were letting your, when it's next, the Lovers with the 4 of Cups, it's like you were letting your lower vibrational, 3 of Swords, heartbreak, you were letting lower vibrational offers detract you from what was really meant for you. And getting confused by the offers. And that's possibly why things had to be called into balance, and you had to take a good hard look in the mirror and be like, what do I really want here? Am I really behaving in the way as someone who gets what they're asking for? Okay. Okay, so where to next? With this energy of a fresh new adventure and possibly a fresh new love. Knight of Pentacles, again, something that's been on your radar for a long time, but comes through with ease and speed. 6 of Cups could be someone coming back from the past. I am recording this at the time of Venus retrograde as well, so that rules Taurus and Libra and love and money. So it can often bring back people, places, and things that need a redo, perhaps that ended quite badly. It's the second time the 3 of Swords has come up. Or that caused you some potential heartbreak. Lovers again, second time. Where to from here? Queen of Cups, someone expressing their full deep emotions for you. And I feel like you're in a very nurturing energy. You're in the position now where you're more open to this, whereas you've been in a state of limbo for some time. I also feel like this could be the other person was not coming forward with the depth of their emotions. They weren't really honest about how unconditionally loving they were towards you. There could have been addictions that were holding one or either of you back from this opportunity. specifically because you had something to learn from each other. It could be two different people too. It could have been like you both had karmic situations that you had to resolve in order for you to go, hang on, what I really want has been under my nose this whole time. Yeah, beautiful energy. There's the Ten of Swords. So the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords. I think some people might have something to say about this, and that's possibly why the opposition card has come up as well, because this might, I mean, you guys doing the work, and specifically you, pile number one, because this is your reading, you doing the work that has got you to the position where a new opportunity has been, or a new idea of yours, and you're in this position where you're ready for it instead of being confused by it, and it is going to come in at speed, I feel, and with like a lot of rewards. This is something that you've been working on for some time, but I feel like because you've done the work, you're getting what you're asking for, and it may actually challenge other people. You know, that Ten of Swords can often be other people's opinions. Of course, it can be our own, like, toxic thought patterns as well. But I also feel like this is a sense of resilience on your part, but you don't have to be that resilient anymore because you've got a new perspective on how this is going to play out. But some of you do have to just be aware, because that was a side note, that yes, this is amazing for you, but you still might come against some people's harsh criticism. And as long as you're happy, then that doesn't matter. That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. Also, you don't want to compare online is also coming up here. Yeah, there's just more. I'm hearing like there's more truth to your own heart than there is to your story isn't like everyone else's. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's so easy to just be like, oh, Instagram Reels said this and this person said that. I want to understand the overall like energy. What's the overall emotion attached with this message that you want pile number one to hear, please, Spirit? I think the message is it's coming. Yeah, your abundance is coming. Abundance in love, and it feels like finances as well. And that's so interesting that it is in Venus retrograde season, which ends on September 4th, because ruling love and money, it's putting things under like the microscope a little bit. And interesting that I say microscope, and that looks like tiny little microbes. So this is something that this abundance is coming together from a lot of moving parts. And again, it feels like past things you've done in the past, things you've worked on in the past. Everything has led you to this point. There is a divine connection here that feels like it's very healing for heartbreak in general. The determination of that orange carnelian is coming up there with that sunlight, that rebirth energy I was talking about. It's like it's been a long journey to get to this mountain, but when you're at the peak, it's like, oh wow, this it all starts happening. You know, I'm warmed by the sun, and through that warmth, I get to make better decisions. And it really does feel like possibly even encouragement from a lover in a direction that is even more healing for you. It's almost like you want to heal each other through encouraging each other to do the things that you've been holding back on, that you know you both have the potential to do. It's like the magician has everything they need in their tool belt to achieve what they want to achieve. And there's a strong, like, the passion that we have for each other ignites the passion that we have for other projects, okay? And our life purpose. You might even want to go and follow this up with watching my life purpose pick a card reading that's been posted just recently before this one. Let's get some advice on the table here for you, pile number one. Some advice for pile number one. I'm hearing stay open to this. And that's that curiosity that comes with the Page of Wands as well. That Page of Wands is actually kind of giving me full energy, where it's like, be ready for this. And be ready by being efficient with what you've got now. And taking good care of yourself now. Grounding yourself now. You've possibly been in a period of solitary... I was going to say confinement then. That's interesting. It could feel like that for sure. In fact, starting this like process of being a bit more concerned about how you do things, because there's this sense of how you do anything is how you do everything moving forward. And so you're taking great pride, I feel, in this energy, to become healthy, the healthiest version of yourself. And there's this sense that this Page of Wands, with this kind of full energy that I'm picking up on it, is prepared now. I have little baggage. I have little fear because I'm healthier, because I'm more, there's just an efficiency that's coming through with this energy, which makes you more available to take a leap of faith as it presents itself. But it feels like it's not too much of a risk leap of faith, because this is something I feel you've been dreaming about, or, you know, planning in your mind, possibly not even telling a lot of people about it. But yeah, it's interesting how the topics overlap. Love and money in this particular situation are overlapping. And I feel like your blessings when it comes to money have been blocked by behaviors in love, if that makes sense. I strongly feel it's going to resonate with someone, and it's like really going to be very happy news. Advice here. Can we get some final advice here for pile number 1? What do you want them to know specifically? Thank you. All right, we have, scorpionic energy, longevity, chrysanthemum, and look at this like sundial, compass, keeping time, keeping score. Again, it's like divine timing is at play here and has been at play. Earthy kind of energy. So grounding yourself and remembering that like everything has happened for a reason up until this point. There's a hardiness that's coming through with this as well. And especially with the scorpionic energy, which is this death energy here, of utilizing the things that are shadow aspects of ourself or our health, and transforming that and the way we make our decisions on a daily basis to elevate us to a position where we feel like we created this new like chance for ourselves. And that is the rebirth. That's beautiful rebirth energy. My green thumb came only as a result of the mistakes I made while learning to see things from the plant's point of view. Wow, does that not just summarize everything we talked about? It feels like a vague message, but I feel like specifically for someone, there's a few things in here. I just smelt pumpkin pie too, and I have like a blocked nose. I'm recovering from flu, so really interesting, like the crust especially, like there's a sweetness to the crust. And that again just confirms this message. My green thumb came only as a result of the mistakes I made while learning the Hierophant in reverse. So you've already learned this, to see things from the plant's point of view. And there's really like abundance that comes from this. And this is really interesting because this is a Green Witch Oracle deck, and this lady is literally harvesting, if I can pick it up, harvesting all the tomatoes, or what I'd really like to say is pomegranates, because there's an abundance in pomegranates, okay? And that brings me to the image of the High Priestess, where it feels like a mystery. So it's that 12th house energy of something has been kept from you until you were ready to face the music, to face the rebirth, to face honing your choices and options, and to face possibly this visitor, person, place, or thing from the past that's coming back around with emotional offer. And if it's not someone coming back around and that's not something you want to claim, then this is something that is giving generously to you as much as you have in the past given generously to it, and that has taken some time to actually formulate, to get to the position where they were ready to heal through love. And it feels very divinely guided. Beautiful energy for you, pile number 1. Thank you so much for being here. Please let me know in the comments below if it resonated. If you would like to get a personal reading for your current situation, the link to my readings and my Etsy store is below. I'm also doing Reiki healings as well, distance. So check that out. Let me know. Take good care of yourself. Good luck. There's a lot of like abundance coming, like long-term commitments, abundance, happiness, and fertility. So if that's not something you're interested in, be careful. But it's also like a very like sensual energy. So enjoy. Love you guys. See you in the next one. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the yellow calcite, and this is all about clearing the way, clearing the path ahead. It's like a clean slate for you here. All of the crystals that I chose were chosen like intuitively, and they all are about confidence boosting as well. So a lot of motivation coming from this yellow calcite, and also some hope coming through with that too. So our main themes for the message that Spirit wanted you to stop your scroll and watch this as a timeless, now is the time you need to hear this. This is the message from Spirit. This is what you need to know right now. You have the Sun, the 11th house, and Moon and feelings. The Sun is a being kind of energy. This has been cracked open. This is Leo energy. It's an essence. So it's that confidence. It's that brand new day kind of feeling. This has got the image of a heart on there too, and it feels like almost a desert sunset in the background. Interesting. This is a masculine energy coming through here. So there could be a need to ditch some imposter syndrome, and it's very interesting that you have the Sun and the Moon, so it feels like you're balancing your confidence with your sensitivity. So this is strongly giving me the energy of my highly sensitive people coming into some confidence that is going to take them to the edge when it comes to a new community. It could be a job, it could be like a spiritual group, it could be a friendship circle, a social circle. This is also sometimes talking about being like a step parent, bonus parent. But it's talking about discovering new ways. It's discovering new common goals. Even could even be a startup kind of energy. It's like finding your tribe, finding the people who really get you and who honor the depths of your emotions and the preciousness, that pearl energy, the preciousness of your the strength of your emotions. Like there's strength in being soft. Someone, you're very nurturing and you're very instinctual. You trust your gut a lot. And I think you're starting to, and that's a feminine energy. So it's like you're starting to really, it feels like mature as you balance both of these divine masculine and divine feminine that we all have within us out, so that you can find people, places and things that suit you better, especially if you've been feeling really isolated. So Leo energy and Cancer energy here. Let's get some tarot out here. There's a sense of experimenting, possibly experimenting with how far you take your divine masculine and how far you take your divine feminine. You might be someone, I strongly relate to this with Cancer, Sun, Moon and Leo rising, and you might dress quite androgynous. Seven of Swords. Nine of Wands. What is this in regards to? What is the message that you want pile number 2 to hear, please, Spirit? What do they need to know right now? Seven of Cups. Okay, lots of sevens coming up, and so did pile 1 too. Two of Cups. What do you need to know? What do they need to know right now? The Empress and the Emperor. Six of Wands. Everything is fine, which is the Ten of Swords. Again, there's 2 Ten of Swords in this deck. There's that Emperor. So there's the divine masculine and there's the divine feminine right there. How cool. How cool. This could be you actually attracting a life partner, or strongly feeling twin flame with the Two of Cups as well. And I'm also strongly feeling twin flame, and I say this lightly, take it only as if it's your story. But the other thing that makes me think of that is looking for each other. You're always kind of like looking for each other in life so that you can kind of meet again. And you've possibly been blocked, like these two energies here are blockage energies. You've possibly been blocked from finding each other because of, and this is similar to pile number 1's message of, because of the choices that you've taken or the paths you've taken. You had to kind of, there's a game of snakes and ladders that's been going on here that you kind of had to, it's almost like choose your own adventure. You know, those books where you go, okay, I'm going to read that chapter. You almost had to read the whole book to figure out the chapter that you want to go to and the path you want to go to next. And I strongly feel like when you decide to authentically take your own personality to the edge, become more self-aware, not just like with the shadow work, but also with the like physical work. So you might have had like a glow up as well externally. When I feel that you've got to that position, and whether you are the masculine or the feminine, and whether you are in a same-sex relationship or a hetero relationship, or that's what you're looking for, to be honest, even if you're not looking for love, this is still like a beautiful balancing out where you feel like you can give to yourself in equal give and take and equal reciprocity, that you're finding a balance within yourself. That's the Two of Cups. It does feel divinely guided here. So when you do feel that you are balanced, you will find your match, and I feel like it's something that is destined for success despite some of the hurdles and possible separation periods. Okay, it's almost like you have to travel towards each other in some form or make a victory lap, and as you're taking a victory lap for your own life, it's like then you meet each other, and it could be met with some like strong opinions from other people, but it also could be met with a lot of doubt, and that doubt might bring you to the edge of just the final puzzle piece of balancing out that self-awareness on the exterior and self-awareness on the interior of who you are. I hope this makes sense. There's almost like a childishness balancing out like your inner child and joyful happy pursuits, and balancing out a responsibility, a maturity, and a depth. You could even meet someone who helps you to balance this out. Like that's really what I'm picking up, that this person helps you balance this out. It feels like a sort of truth is kind of dictating how you two even come together. Clarify the King of Swords. Actually, I'm going to use this deck. Clarify the King of Swords. Queen of Wands in reverse. I'm hearing that that you've both had other people you've been dealing with, and you both had to make a dip, had to dash in a different direction. I feel like the King of Swords is the truth about past relationships, or it could be even a relationship you're in now, because time is fluid. One where either you have been dealing with someone who you're staying for the money, or you're staying because of like material possessions or safety or security, like a home, but there's actually no passion left in this. Yeah, and I feel like the Sword of Truth is coming down between your two like karmic partners, where it's strong love here, strong love. But even if it's self-love, I hope you find a message in this where it's like you don't need to stick around in a job where it's a loveless job, and you feel like you need to assert yourself all the time, and it's quite mentally exhausting. Even if the money is good, you don't have to stick around in that kind of situation. I feel like with the King of Swords and the Knight of Swords, it really feels like traveling away from, because you've made this clear line in the sand. You've taken something to as far as it could go. You've pushed this to the nth degree. You've learnt the lesson as far as it needs to go. This is the end of the road for this particular connection. And I think you've analysed it to death. And there is a rebirth kind of energy that needs to come through with that. That yes, there could be some lingering doubts about it, especially when you meet this like divine counterpart that I feel is coming through. You could be even thinking that it's too good to be true, and that's why you're like, everything is fine, let's just go with the flow, don't overthink this. Part number 2, like let's not ruin this, where you could really get even maybe some of you are having a sense of guilt about feeling like, wow, this is like the perfect person for me, and I can't believe I blocked my blessings from this for so long, because I took this path instead of going down this path. But there's no right or wrong, and it really is a divine path here, a journey here, where you had to be positioned in this position at this time to find this person so that you could meet. And it feels like when you meet this person, you open up like a whole new friend group, and you open up a whole new community where you feel like you're seen and heard, essentially, like you're seen, heard, and understood. And it could be rebellious for you two to be together for some reason. Yeah, something to do with like stepchildren, that kind of thing, with that 11th house there. Interesting energy. I also feel like this might come with some... I feel like you two are in a position of power, and whoever you've been dealing with has been stealing your power by not letting you be like shine the way you need to shine, and not acknowledging your feelings the way you'd like them to be acknowledged. But there's something here about perhaps you two go into business together, because the Emperor is a strong like entrepreneurial kind of energy, and the Empress is very fertile. So there is this nurturing energy to the Empress, this mothering energy, good discipline energy, where it's like, I will love you, but I'll also teach you. And so I feel like the two of you are highly successful people, and you should have been aligned a long time ago. Should have. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of energy where you're kind of going to look at this and go, what have we been doing drifting in space? And look, there's a little astronaut here just drifting. And it's like you had to be taken to the edge of the universe so that you could see the sun for what it is and the moon for what it is. And that's you guys. Like, this is a fire sign. This is water energy. It's like, yeah, you really are a perfect match for each other. And I feel like you've got power couple vibes written all over this, where you could really create new goals together. And the future that you write for the rest of your life is like a wish come true. And I think you'll make a lot of money together. By you two discovering each other, you discover how powerful it is to have such like polar opposites become. And it doesn't mean that you have to be completely different from each other, but essentially like one being like this sun energy, and one being this moon energy, one being more and it doesn't mean, it's just masculine and feminine, really. That's what's coming through. Whether that dynamic is you or them. Yeah, let's get some more information on this. I'm interested to see how that's going to come about. What's the truth? I just heard I've known all along. Oh gosh, okay. And I was staying because I was comfortable. Yeah, that came through strongly with the King of Pentacles. There was already a built like position of comfort there, and the comfort card kind of comes out as I say that. Okay, this kind of reminds me of chamomile too, so that's weird. This is outside of your comfort zone too. You've been resisting this because this path that you go down, possibly independently, before you find this person, or even believe that this like equal reciprocity is a thing. You really have to get out of your comfort zone to do this. But I feel like you do have this like victory lap to take when you realize you've done it. It does just come with some like jitters. Oh my goodness. And then you've got caution and anxiety as I say that. So yeah, there's a sense of like, to take this leap, it takes getting out of your comfort zone, but also to accept this person and this like too good to be true kind of connection also takes some caution and anxiety as well, and finding a new level of comfort zone and being like, okay, instead of questioning, it's too good to be true, so there must be something else. There's caution in self-sabotaging. Okay, so there's a caution in truth-telling to get out of this situation, and there's a caution in accepting the good when it's really good. And really, I think your nervous system has to be balanced, and you have to know what it feels like to have your nervous system push right to the edge of like anxiety, and then you have to know what it feels like to have your nervous system pushed right to the edge of comfort, security, safety, and feeling seen, heard, and understood. So it's a process that I feel you're going to go through by yourself until you find this person, but I feel like this person's just around the corner, to be completely honest. Okay, let's get a final message here. Actually, I want to clarify. I'll come back to that in a sec. They said one more. Okay, one more. Can we actually use this deck to clarify what the truth is? I'm hearing like, come on baby, just hold my hand. There's a lack of intimacy big time, and the money isn't enough. It's almost like when people say love isn't enough and there's not enough money, or there's not enough like equal energy output for two parties to sustain a connection. Whereas this is more like there's no love, and so money isn't just enough. Oh, repellent. Okay, there's a repellent kind of energy here. No wonder you want to dip, like, and you want to dash and you want to run to that motorbike and be like, I've got to go. Some of you might be in a really precarious situation, and I'm sending you so much love if that's the case, where you might have to leave under kind of like disguise, or under like a pretense to kind of make your escape. Yeah, you really got to ground yourself in this energy. And the fives are about change and conflict. So you've got to make the decision. Look at the tarot cards showing up, and the sun is on that tarot card. Wow. This is the potato energy too. So you've got the sun and the moon on this card too. The sun and the moon. So change is afoot, and it may come with some instability and some conflict. Yes, but you've been taken to the edge of your hope. Okay, and so you know the signs when you see them. And this anxiety is just making sure you level out your nervous system to make good grounding decisions here. Okay, beautiful. When the world wearies and society fails to satisfy, there is always the garden. Yeah, this is your truth. This is nature. This is connecting to nature, which is beautiful for the Empress energy there. Dive under a wave, get your feet in the dirt, breathe. Yeah, it's really grounding in integrity, I feel. You knowing what you are bound for, what you are best for, not what you are bound to accept. It's like, I'm bound for more, I'm made for more. And how versatile is the potato, right? It's like, I don't want to just be like someone's dusty on a shelf, prize possession. You know, it's almost giving trophy wife kind of feelings over here. And you've also got Virgo and Virgo energy showing up here. So it does feel like something that requires some methodical undertaking. And that's all part of growing a garden, right? Which is metaphorically how we grow a life. You haven't made any mistakes. It's all been for a reason. And here you've got divination, and this is scorpionic energy of transformation. And look at the like crystal ball. It's like, okay, the future. I knew there was something better for me in the future. And this like coriander, or what is it? Chives, I should say. Spring onion kind of vibes. Is just that little bit of subtle flavor. It's like, yes, this was a cool situation, but the lack of intimacy is really like draining. It's not my sole purpose. I don't feel good about myself. That's possibly why you're having a glow up. And your feelings need to be nurtured. And so it's like, yeah, that could be mediocre. That could be an okay situation. But really, I know that I need to add like a little bit of subtle flavor, some subtle spice to life. And when you do that, I just feel like it's just a millimeter away. It changes everything, changes the whole game. You actually can have everything you want. Like, this was pretty close because of, I feel, the money. But what's coming is love first, and then together there's a power couple vibe of like creating more wealth together. So to plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. Exactly. You plant the seed of, okay, escape. I just heard, oh goodness. You plant the seed of escape, and it starts the ball rolling. And again, 1 and 4 is 5. So you got 2 5s here. Be ready for this. I just heard be ready to rumble, because this is happening quite quickly. Yeah, 5s. Conflict, change, instability. But the 5th house is about self-expression and passion and fun and creative energy, and tapping into that inner child energy. It's also about like casual flings. So something that's quite casual and pleasurable might turn into something that is so much more than that. So I'm going to leave it there for you, pile number 2. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate your energy exchange of liking, sharing, commenting. So let me know how it resonates for you. Sending you all so much love. If you would like to book a personal reading to discover more about your unique situation, the link to do that is in my description box below. But take really good care of yourselves. Remember that time is fluid, so this could have already happened or it's about to happen. And remember that you always deserve the best, okay? You deserve to feel balanced and seen and recognized, even if it means you have to go to the edge to find it, okay? Love you the most. See you in the next one. Bye. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. This is all about what Spirit wanted you to stop scrolling and draw attention to, a message that was meant to find you. So it's timeless. Whenever you find this, it is meant for you. And I do want to say, I forgot to say it with the other groups, but if you feel like this isn't the entire message, you can always pick one of the other groups as well. Or if you get halfway through this and you're like, okay, that first part resonated, but the last didn't, you can choose another part. Like with any pick a card, that's always the way, okay? But I just want to remind you that time is fluid. Everyone has free will, and kind of treat this more like personal development. This is something that Spirit really wants you to understand, but you can take it with a grain of salt, still apply it to your own life, because it's still a collective reading. As I say that, all the crystals that I chose for this particular reading all have to do with confidence, drive, and ambition. But particularly this one. This is the gold stone, and it's got this gorgeous little fleck, if it will. Look at that. Like little sparkles through it. So this is goal-oriented energy, okay? Goal-getting. Not just ambition, but actually achieving the goal. There's drive, there's positive attitude, there's positive energy to that. It feels very rich, it feels very warm. Those of you who are in the northern hemisphere are moving into autumn or fall, and into Halloween, and I'm getting like a real richness, like a thick, creamy kind of pecan pie kind of energy from that. Hot chocolate energy, you know, caramelized. So it's something that is developing a sweetness over time. Interesting. You've got the first house, Aquarius, the innovator, and Saturn and wisdom. So I feel like you're having like an awakening to yeah, you're having an awakening towards more. It almost feels like believing in yourself strongly. You're having an awakening into more, I have to say, like eccentric ideas or radical ideas, because it feels like you've taken a lot of L's, like you've had a lot of losses, and that has actually given you wisdom and strength to utilize your resources better. Whether that is energy, because I feel like this self energy is physical body, so I feel like you've used your energy wisely. You know how to sustain on, this sounds really bad, but like I've also been in this position. You know how to sustain yourself healthily, even with very little money, very little food, very little possessions, very little help. And there's a set, even if it's not that, it's like money, strongly money, and strongly like, not having like a support system behind you. So you've learned to use your resources of energy, time, money, even your physical like body in a way, and your thoughts, you've learned to utilize your thoughts in a more productive manner. It's given you a lot of wisdom to face what you need to face now, but it feels like you're just crossing the threshold, coming through this like welcome. Spirit is saying welcome to your new life. Here we are innovators, right? With this Aquarius energy. Here we get to think differently. Here we get to live differently because we think differently. Yeah, it's cool. It's experimental, futuristic, edgy. You know, you're like disrupting the status quo of your own life. I also feel like if anyone has told you that you, okay, I just heard if you couldn't walk again. So that might be actual physical disability, or it's a metaphor for you will never recover from XYZ. If someone really tried to put you down and give you like a ceiling, they wanted to like give you a level to meet, you're like, who said that's the level? Who said that's the limit? The limit doesn't exist, you know? I love that. That's you get to use some rebellious confidence to get what you want. And there's rationale to it. There's a plan to it. But I feel like you're using different methods than the standard to develop your physical body strength, to develop your mental strength, and to develop like your integrity because of the challenges, the difficulties, the responsibilities, the tests that you've faced, to actually like really free yourself. Beautiful message, to free yourself. And I just heard in leaps and bounds, okay? In leaps and bounds. The limit doesn't exist. That's the overall message, but let's find out a bit more information from Spirit. My cards just got really like jammed up then. So I feel like, again, it's just someone's trying to put you in a container or put scaffolding around you. Almost like, remember when Forrest Gump had that like leg brace thing and then he starts running and the leg brace like breaks away? Someone's trying to keep you, they're saying they want to keep you grounded. You know, they're kind of like, what's the word? They're kind of condescending about their advice or about their supposed wisdom that they're imposing on you. This could be even like a lingering thought pattern that developed from childhood, you know, like a teacher or a parent or a grandparent, an auntie, a dance teacher. That's strong. Like that kind of, someone tried to put you in your place and keep you small, and that's kept you small, or it's kept you in a particular frame of mind for a long time. And there's a stubbornness to you going, I no longer want to be like that. I know my potential and I know how much I want to fulfill that potential. Someone's trying to keep you grounded. They're like, this will keep you grounded. And really you're like, well, my integrity says, and my opinions that are formed about myself says, I am grounded even when I'm ambitious. I know I can keep my feet on the ground even when I'm going for a goal that is really big and I'm doing it in a way that other people don't actually want to do it. You're making a judgment call about your own life here. I feel like this is a now or never kind of situation as well. And it also could be something that you've been challenged with in past lives. Yeah, strongly in past lives. Or even in childhood. You've been challenged by something in childhood. Or strongly getting like a stage, and whether that's dancing, singing, like speech and drama, something like that, where this feels like you've lined up a bunch of trophies and you think that that's been the wish fulfillment, but you feel like it's almost like stage mum. And I don't mean to genderize that, you know, kind of personality, but there's that dance mum kind of vibe to it where someone's living vicariously through you, and that's the like little box that they've wanted to put you in your whole life. And you're like, oh, I just heard as I move to the big smoke, but I feel like you're not. I don't know if you're physically moving. Some of you are, but there's a smoke and mirrors to this, like as you, or it feels like someone's giving you the opinion that you're only going to be successful in the city. But you're making do wherever you are. There's almost a maze forming at the back of this card, which I've never actually noticed before. So it's kind of like the road ahead isn't straight, but you know that. That's why you have got this innovative energy coming through here. And you're like, I actually am looking forward to something that isn't already paved out for me. I'm looking forward to paving this road myself, based on what I now know about myself rather than just the opinions you've placed on me. You've made some judgment calls. You've done the work. You've really been analyzing self, which is awesome. I strongly feel like you possibly have been working this out in the gym, or you've been working it out as you sweat. If you swim laps as well, it's almost like you've been staring. You get in a trance state with whatever physical exercise you've been doing. Walking on a treadmill too, I was just getting that kind of motion where it's like you stare at a spot and your brain just takes you on a journey, and that's where you've been doing your best thinking. To be honest, it's not even thinking, it's your unconscious just being observed. Okay, cool. What is this message? What is pile number 3 need to know? What do you want them to know, Spirit? Tell us more about this situation, please, Spirit. Bottom of the deck is the Empress energy. So divine feminine energy, strong mothering energy. So whether that is you becoming a mother or a parent, or whether this is that energy of going against the grain when it comes to mothering energy, because I was picking up on grandmother energy before, and also like dance mum energy. You've got the Two of Swords. I'm taking the blindfold off, and I'm no longer oh, I just heard COCK, blocking myself. Okay, so yeah, that's you can do that. You can do that. You can be spiritual and you can swear. You've got the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands, but that's in reverse for me. So that's interesting. This feels like an up-leveling. Okay, it feels like, yeah, Spirit is strongly giving me the image of a particular deck. It's actually this deck. The Eight of Cups that's showing me. So it's like walking away. This is what this energy here feels like. It feels like walking away from a little tiny flame of something that's mediocre, and yeah, I could live like that, to walking into the sunlight. And someone else just got this message I did a private reading for this morning. Really interesting that's coming up. But this is that Goldstone energy. This is that drive where you're heading towards the whole sun. You're heading towards the whole freaking picnic. I don't just want the sandwich or the scraps. I want the whole freaking picnic. Like something that was keeping you warm and just paying your bills. You're walking towards something, and a life in particular. This feels like your whole life. You're walking towards a life that is way more fulfilling, way more warming, way more like physically confidence inducing. Okay, so it makes you feel good about your physical body. In your physical body, it makes you feel whole. It makes you feel like you can express yourself beautifully. And there's a pride that comes with that. There's a confidence boost that comes with this walking away from one thing. And it could be just the way of thinking that this mothering energy has wanted you to have. Okay, you've also got the Six of Wands under there, which is like success. So if you have been trying to because the Empress is pregnant with ideas. She births new life into the world, whatever that means to you. My nose is really itchy. So I feel like strongly you're onto something here. You know, your spirit guides are really here saying you're really onto something here. Keep going. That's why you came to this reading, is they want you to really keep going. You're no longer interested in things that are like little flashes of hope. It feels like living for the weekend. What you're actually interested in is getting really clear on something that is innovative. Again, innovative. Something that is creative, something that has longevity and growth, and it's like a fire. It's a bonfire that's not going out. It's the sun. It's no longer just a little bowl of burning flames. This is a strategic move in the right direction, utilizing all the resources that you have. And I'm hearing down to your bones. Okay, down to your bones. Can we clarify the Empress energy, please? And the Nine of Cups. Like, what is the creation here? Wow. As I say that, the Nine of Wands comes out in the upright, okay, instead of being in... Knight of Wands, sorry, comes out in the upright instead of being in reverse. So it's like, yeah, you may have to start small again, but it's a move in the right direction. It actually feels very, like, festive. Yeah, it feels very festive, and there's like little like fireworks here, or what are those things? The sparklers on top of a cake. You know how the sparklers, I got a bit of a head spin as I said that. So yeah, there's something that's igniting your energy that feels like, and I asked to clarify the Knight of Cups and the King of Wands, that feels like a wish fulfillment. That feels like something that's a super healing for you to do this and make this change, because it's been destined. And that was a message that I was picking up with the whole idea of walking away from a little thing and moving towards something else. It's like you're moving away from the fated life into your destined life, okay? I don't just want something with a white picket fence around it that I've followed the rule book. I want to shake things up and disrupt things in a new way where I get to live like, I just heard extraterrestrial. So that's cool. I love that for you. This feels like your karma is owed too. Like it's karma's coming around with this success that maybe coming as a result of this, whether it's success in fertility, whether it's success in the thing you're birthing into the world, you know, having the recognition. It definitely emotionally fulfills you for sure, and it gives back to you in a way that your previous life was not. Okay, it does require you to analyze this situation. Six of Wands again, and that's coming up under the deck, so there's a lot of success coming for you. It may boggle your mind at times, and I think that's where the little head spin was coming from. And look at the swirl, right? There's a little bit of a learning curve. There's a little bit of like being hit with lightning to take this blindfold off. Actually, I feel like there's multiple hits. You know, it's like as you get this far, then you get another message. It's almost like pass the parcel, but you're the only player, right? And you take a layer off, and the universe has got you to this point to view this reading and to know, okay, this is the journey ahead. You've been feeling this for some time. Now it's time to make the move. Okay, layer one is you get a bolt of inspiration. Okay, bolt of inspiration. You start moving towards that passion, that life that you really want, that you have the drive to go forward. And then, okay, you completed that step. Now take the paper off the next one. Okay, and it's like one's got bubble wrap, one's got brown craft paper, one's got like metallic foil paper. There's lots of ribbons, and like you're getting lots of little downloads, little hits of inspiration that lead to the next win and the next win and the next win. And it feels like a very lucky break, but it's like multiple like strokes of luck. So it's really catching up to you, which is beautiful, because I feel like you have kind of just been playing it safe for a long time. And look at that Emperor energy. If this involves you wanting to create a new business, then this feels like something very sustainable. But if this is something where you feel like, I want to meet my divine counterpart, someone who is also interested in creating things, then the Emperor is the divine masculine to what is potentially you feeling as a divine feminine. We all have both within us, so take it how it resonates, or switch it if you need to. But I feel like you may be inspired and in line or in alignment with, to find or to recognize the divine within a partner. Okay, whether you're already in one, and the growth that you personally have inspires this person to become the best and highest version of themselves as well, or if you meet this person as a result of the way you're changing up your life here. The Devil is here. I'm interested in what that means. Can we clarify the Devil, please? The Five of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. Okay, it's the Devil of, and there's the Empress, and there's the Five of Cups, and there's the Moon. Nine of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. So this feels like something where the only thing that could sabotage this is someone else's opinion about how you could bring this child, business, opportunity, life into being. Okay, it feels like listening to other people and the way they want to keep you small, and the way they want to keep you behind the fence. If you allow them to keep you mediocre, it's going to be supremely disappointing for you. I feel like this is a chance at big magic, and the reason I say that is because you've got the Moon here of facing your light and your dark. It's like, look, that person, specifically, I strongly feel mothering energy, could just be parent, could just be like the devil on your own shoulder, right? It could be you listening to past programs of people who have passed, okay? Where you're like, they're not wrong, that could work, that's a nice life. But you're actually going, I want deeper, I want more, I need to be more fulfilled, I have a strong desire for my life and a strong picture of what that looks like. And I strongly feel like that is wealth. Okay, there was something very rich about this, and the gold flex is kind of like, you know, do you want the fool's gold or do you want the real gold? So there's 10 plus years that I see you and a divine counterpart creating family, longevity, wealth, earned wealth, inherited wealth, creating a legacy and impact for the rest of your life, if you can maintain the distance between falling too far into obsessing about doing things the right way according to this program or this person's advice, okay? So there are going to be things that are still hidden from you in how this might happen, how this Ten of Pentacles might take place. But I strongly feel like if you can focus on your sovereignty is kind of what I want to say. Sovereignty, okay? You owning this story, your story, or you owning the challenges and the wisdom you've garnered from those challenges, and you also owning this like pow pow kind of disruptive energy where you're not out to hurt anyone. When I say disruptive, I mean like you're shaking up the status quo for your own life. Go for it. As long as you're not hurting anyone, this is the gateway for you. This is the gateway to the rest of your life. So stay in that Empress energy of, yeah, I can co-create this for myself. I have everything I need. Okay, I strongly believe that. Let's get some overall feelings about this. Look at that growth, blossoming energy. And that's the Empress coming up here twice is huge growth energy. You also have reflection. So again, there's that energy of as you do this, you may inspire someone else to do this, but it also is a reflection of the life that you have traversed so far. Okay, consciousness, where I was saying you fall into a trance is where I feel like those downloads, those hits of information are going to come through for you. And it does very much feel like it's hits of exercise, which is really interesting because pile number 1 had the orange carnelian, and I was strongly picking up exercise, physical exertion with that. And then we've got this goal-gaining, ambitious, positive attitude with this goldstone. You might even want to look up goldstone, get yourself a piece of that. I also heard pyrite, which is fool's gold. Or if you've just got gold jewelry that you want to kind of even wear around your neck, even if it's rings around your neck. Yeah. I feel like that's a metaphor for something too. You're running rings around the idea of what you used to accept for yourself. Okay, cool. And look at that consciousness. That's rings, right? And this strongly brings me to like Aboriginal art where it's like meeting place, meeting place, meeting place. Okay, so your circle may get smaller and your circle of friends might get smaller. But do you know what's happening is you're refining your taste. You're refining your body. Okay, I feel like you're tightening things up. You're making things more in alignment with where you need to go. But this is also a journey of consciousness, and it's a physical journey for you as well. You're traveling this path exactly how it's needing to be played out for you. All right, let's get some overall advice for you, pile number 3. Spirit, can you finish up this reading with some powerful overall advice for what you need, pile 3? What did you stop them in their tracks so that they could watch this reading? What do they really need to know and their advice for achieving this? Wow. Vitality, if that doesn't say health, I don't know what does. And look, it's the snake shedding their old skin, okay? And the snake always reminds me of the World card where it's depicted by a snake kind of eating its own tail. This is the cycle of life. Okay, and it's your life, and the figs are a symbol of richness. Okay, they can be a delicacy. They look humble on the outside, and it's still so important to do that. But gosh, there's layers and richness, and there's a delicacy on the inside. But this is a completion of one part of your life and a beginning of a new. Okay, and it's like maybe the humble outside has been keeping you stuck, and this inside is really fleshy and yeah, it's way more exciting for you. Way more exciting for you. You've also got Taurus energy here, which is Venus, which we're in at the moment when I'm recording this. Venus is in retrograde, which rules love and money, so it makes sense that they're showing up here. But strongly, I feel like life in general and the direction of your life based on who you are becoming is what really guides this whole reading. But this vitality energy feels like you might even have like a bit of a sensual awakening as you do this, which is really cool because I feel like that's another resource from which you can gain energy, right? The Empress is divine feminine energy, and you've got to be in touch with that, especially if you are a womb holder. Really finding strength in that space, and that is your sacral chakra. Okay. I receive pleasure and abundance with every breath that I take. What you create in there. So be careful of what you're holding in there. And if you are specifically a womb holder, there's always a link in all of my videos up in the description box for a shop that you can find tools to help with womb healing. Okay, so that's just for some of you, but it can also be used for manifestation purposes. Okay, sensual manifestation. Whole other kettle of fish if you want to go down that. You've also got the 3 and the 2 on here, which is a 5, and that does come with some conflict, some change, some instability, but I also feel like this is talking about the 5th house, where it's fun and pleasure and self-expression and creativity. Okay, inner child, really like fulfillment of life, shedding that old skin, and then you are kind of like embracing a whole new vital. People are going to say you're glowing 100%. Plants give us oxygen for the lungs and for the soul. Plants give us oxygen for the lungs and for the soul. It's like, I don't just want to breathe, I want to live every single breath. Wow. I love this for you, pile number 3. Please take really good care of yourselves. I love hearing about how this resonates as well. So let me know in the comments below. And I thank you already for your liking, your sharing. If you're not subscribed, by subscribing. Plenty of videos on here. All my shorts are posted on here as well. So all the zodiac signs and different topics that I cover. They're 59 seconds, so they're quick little watches. But if you would like to get more information on your specific situation, I also have personal readings available on offer in my description box. And in my Etsy store, I've also got Reiki healings done virtually that I have now added there. So take really good care of yourselves. Thank you so much for being here. I love you the most. I'll see you in the next one.